Eldon, thank you very much. It's an honor to be back in this facility. It was a few years ago we were back here and talking about the importance of that further education, and now we're seeing some of the benefits of those programs, and I'm here today to continue that discussion and continue to talk about the state of public education in Texas and why it's so important for us to focus on better preparing our young Texans to compete in the global marketplace. 9 years ago, Raymond, we were adopting a plan that the Higher Education Coordinating Board, they dubbed Closing the Gaps by 2015, the Texas Higher Education Plan. And that plan covered a lot of ground. It was kind of across the watershed, if you will, between Texas and other states. We saw ourselves behind some other states, if you will. But our goal was clear, and it was to significantly increase the number of college graduates with high-tech, or as we refer to them, those STEM degrees, by the year 2015. And that goal really makes sense when you think about it and you look at what's happening in the world, because technology today continues to advance at almost a blinding pace. The technology is what pulls the marketplace along today. And that Closing the Gaps plan gave us a set of clear goals that we have pursued ever since. And we've improved the quality of public education in Texas. All of our programs and measures are focused on one overriding priority, and that is ensuring young Texans, no matter what their economic status, graduate from our high schools career and college ready. I would point to this year's education bill, House Bill 3, Doc, as proof of the progress that we're making. This education bill emphasizes the basics. It ratchets up the accountability. It ensures our standards, our curricula, our textbooks are college ready. And it also gives students more flexibility to choose courses that interest and motivate them. It also provides parents with access to vital information, not only on their children's progress, but also on their district's financial efficiency. These are the latest in a series of educational improvements that have led to tax scores that were up in every subject and every grade for the 2000-2009 school year. And I might add, recognition for Texas as one of only 4 states in the nation closing the achievement gap in math. Our efforts are also yielding big improvements in our advanced placement testing, which improves our teacher corps with specialized training and can reduce the cost of higher education by reducing the number of students that have to take it. I'm proud to say that over the last 9 years, the number of Texas students taking AP tests have increased by 170%. The number of students passing went up by 140% in that same time frame. And I might add, the percentage of minority students taking and passing the AP test had double-digit increases. We have made significant progress, but we have more work to do. As our nation deals with a global economic crisis, our state's continued prosperity depends on our ability to attract new jobs, draw investment to the state. Besides our low tax structure and predictable regulatory climate and our fair legal system that Doc voted for back in 2003, the most important job attractor is a well-educated workforce, equipped to meet the standards and demands of a high-tech society and economy. Employers and government leaders across the state agree that the ever-growing demand for students in the science and math and medical fields exceeds the supply by a rather large margin. So to overcome that shortfall, I would call for the doubling of the STEM academies at Texas high schools from 46 to 92, thereby doubling the students who would receive a STEM education. Now, to staff those academies, I propose we expand our STEM qualified teacher pool by doubling the size of our You Teach program. You Teach has been very successful in luring college students with math and science concentrations into the teaching profession. As we engage more high school students in the STEM fields, we should encourage them to continue their studies at the next level with a $100 million STEM Challenge Scholarship Fund that will remove financial barriers to their education. I hope to see this scholarship fund regional partnerships all across the state between local employers, school districts, and tailor those STEM programs to the local needs. I think that's exactly what this institution would be very, very capable at. This effort will complement our existing incentive funding program, which provides universities $80 million to increase the number of graduates, particularly in the STEM fields. Together, these initiatives will continue to provide young people an incentive to study in the STEM programs, take their rightful place in the Texas workforce. And finally, we need challenging students to aim higher. We need to expand our advanced placement training and incentive program by adding 50 additional high schools by 2015. This program, which targets large urban districts, has dramatically increased the number of traditionally underrepresented students taking the AP exam and earning those college credits. When you combine these four initiatives, you end up with a strategy that will accelerate the pace of our high-tech education, expand opportunities to that next generation of Texans, strengthen our state's workforce of the future. And I look forward to discussing these initiatives with you and your colleagues as the 82nd legislative session approaches, Doc, and along with our educators and our private sector partners. Together we can continue providing Texas students the opportunity they deserve to pursue the education that they need as they fulfill their potential and keep Texas moving forward in a positive manner into the future. So to continue this education, I'm going to ask the Commissioner of Education, Robert Scott, to give you just a little of his perspective on the T-STEM program and how it is enhancing high-tech education in the state. Robert, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Governor. It's an honor to be with you here today. You know, Texas, as we know, is a really big state. It's a giant state. We have right now over 4.7 million kids in our public schools and over 8,000 campuses and 1,200 school districts or charter schools across the state. And it'd be really easy for us just to let the weight of that system, the momentum of that system, just kind of keep going. But that's not what we're about. And starting this program, and I remember when this program was created, I was in the governor's office. And he had just come back from a meeting with some business folks and community officials, and they lamented the lack of STEM graduates and lack of math and science graduates. And we had a great meeting, and he looked at me at the end, and he said, fix it, get to work. And so out of that, and this idea that the governor came up with were these STEM academies, and it's an honor today that we're approaching the doubling of them. And I think, too, the governor mentioned the college and career readiness standards. Some of the most important work we have done in the last several years of the alignment of public ed and higher ed, and I thank my friend Dr. Paredes for all of his work on that. That alignment and making sure that all of our textbooks, all of our assessments, all of our instruction is tied to career and college readiness is probably the single most important thing we have done in the last several years and will pay dividends for decades to come. So, and the final tie is this, that in the end, it all comes down to kids. And in the end, this $100 million scholarship is going to open up the opportunity for so many more Texas kids to get a college education, to become career trained, and to become successful and productive Texans. And Governor, it's an honor to be with you here today. Thank you.